والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. So I want to talk, and this may take more than one session, we'll see inshallah. But who's heard of the growth mindset? Growth mindset? A couple of people. We've talked about it here a couple of times. There's another big discussion happening right now about a different mindset. And subhanAllah, al-hikmah dallatul mu'min. Wisdom is something that a mu'min pursues. And if there's good in it, then we can talk about it, we can teach it, and benefit from it. And this is it's called the scarcity and abundance mindset. And there's a lot of discussion about it, subhanAllah. So let's dive into it and see where we land, inshallah. So in this world that we're living in today, there's a lot of comparison, competition, social pressure. I mean, the youth feel it all the time. And by the way, you feel it as adults all the time. You look at people around you, this person has this car, this job, this house, look at their kids, they're going here, there. Subconsciously, we're in this constant comparison. And when you start to look at where your heart is with these comparisons, subhanAllah, it's a wide spectrum. From content to why them, to why not me, and so forth. And at the root of these things, all this noise that's happening, are these two different ways of thinking about the world: scarcity and abundance. And our Islam has a very deep root in the abundance mindset. But let me first talk about what is the scarcity mindset. The scarcity mindset is when your brain becomes fixated on what you don't have. Okay? From I don't have, there's not enough opportunities at work for career progression. There's not enough time, there's not enough talent, there's not enough money, there's not enough recognition. All of these things, they're not enough, right? And that's where the brain is sort of wired. And these ways of thinking create what's called a threat response to the brain. So the brain starts to perceive that there's a threat, and it causes it to do a couple of things. One is think in terms of fear, fear-based thinking. Two, and may Allah protect us from this, jealousy. Jealousy kicks in, comparison, tunnel vision, defensiveness, insecurity, this idea of a zero-sum game. Basically, we've all seen a pie chart before, right? We've all seen a pie chart. And the idea is, if you take 10%, then only 90% are left. And if another person takes 10%, then only 80% is left. And if another, so if you start to see the world where everyone's taking a percentage, you start to say to yourself, well, what's left for me? That's a scarcity mindset. So if someone gets promoted, you start to think, well, that means one less spot for me, right? If a friend launches a new business and mashallah, they're succeeding, you look at it as like, now I can't do that. You start to see everyone as competition, all of this. So the scarcity mindset basically shrinks your world. It makes it very narrow and it makes it very fearful. And this is where you have a lot of people that have this anxiety of what's going to happen. Contrast with an abundance mindset. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an abundance mindset. And this mindset basically believes that there's enough opportunities, possibilities for everyone, and that someone else's success does not take anything away from you. It's not that when someone succeeds, I lose or I miss out on something. It's like, subhanAllah, you can succeed and you can succeed and you can succeed and so forth. And this abundance mindset activates creativity and growth, and it leads to clear thinking, long-term vision, confidence, all of these things. Now, what's really important, and we'll see how much time we have. Scarcity and abundance are not about changing math, okay? So let's use an example that's very real, right? So we have 100 parking spots. Let's get close to home, yeah. We have 100 parking spots. We have 200 people that want the parking spots. So is the abundance mindset going to make, mashallah, the parking 200 parking spots? No, it's not going to make the parking 200 parking spots, right? It's a mindset. So with a scarcity mindset, you start to think, well, I need to go early to get one of those spots, right? And if I don't get it, someone else will, right? Anger, anxiety, entitlement starts to appear. People cut each other off. People rush into the masjid. Like you start to see the behavior of a scarcity mindset. You see it, by the way, subhanAllah, when, if you've ever been at an airport and like there's a big storm, blizzard, and flights are getting canceled, you start to see people doing what? Going to all the places, buying the water, hoarding things. It's this animalistic mindset, right? Now, what ends up happening, let's go back to the parking example, right? It starts to multiply the negative effects in your head and in everyone else's head, and it creates a chaos, really, and a mindset that creates this experience that's really bad. Now, let's take a look at the abundance mindset, and we'll stop after this example. We'll continue next week, inshallah, so I don't take too much of your time. So with an abundance mindset, what the abundance mindset focuses on is not the thing, but the outcome from the thing, all right? So it starts to say, wait, why are you trying to come to the masjid and park early, right? You're coming to the masjid, you're coming to the house of Allah. You want to pray. And it starts to look and it says, you know what? Allah invited me. And if He wills that I will get one of the parking spots, I'll get it, right? It starts to say, you know what? Even if I don't get one of the parking spots and I park in the Chinese center over there, subhanAllah, that means I get to walk. And walking every step gets me more hasanat. See, there's abundance. I came for a certain number of hasanat, Allah gives me more hasanat. Do you see how the thinking evolves? Right? You know what? SubhanAllah, if I leave the parking spot for someone, I'll get more hasanat because of that intention. So the abundance isn't coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala giving us 100 more parking spots, right? Inshallah, that's a different dua we can make, right? But the mindset is from you seeing everything from the lens of abundance, from the lens of optionality, from the lens of it doesn't have to be this way, it can be another way, and it's still very, very generous from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because what you're focused on is not the material things, you're focused on the outcome. Which is, again, when you look at this topic, it is so ta'sil, it is so deeply rooted in our deen from starting إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ. What is your intention in coming to the masjid? The ajr, you'll get more ajr, right? It's so deeply rooted in the concept of tawakkul, reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Again, I don't want to keep you, already Fajr is getting later. We'll continue this inshallah next Monday, because this idea of scarcity and abundance can totally change your worldview and can totally kill some of the negative feelings we have in this day and age. And if we teach it to our kids, it can really start to change how they look at peer pressure, how they look at what's happening around them. They have a new lens to translate things with, inshallah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all an abundance mindset. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to see His abundance and the abundance of all His rizq. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us al-firdaus al-a'la. آمين وصلي اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا.